Did you want to cast Matt because he kind of played the uncool one in the Ocean's guys?
No, when I read the book, the reason I thought of Matt was because Whitaker, based on my impression, had a very American, very optimistic attitude, and he was obviously someone who the people he worked with found very likable and very charming. And so this is 2001.
Yeah.
This was during, we'd finished shooting the first Oceans, and I called him and I said, you need to read this book. The good news was it took us so long to get the film made that when we were shooting, you were actually the age that Whitaker was when the story took place. So turned 7 years of foreplay.
And then a quickie.
Yeah.
We made the movie for a very small budget as far as American studio productions are concerned, and we worked very quickly. And it was a great experience to be shooting on location in the Midwest, and we filmed in and around the actual location. We actually shot in Mark Whitaker's real house that he lived in, and we shot in and around the Archer Daniels Midland Corporation headquarters. So it was pretty interesting to be shooting at all the actual locations that the story really took place.
I think because of my experiences on Aaron Brockovich and on Che, where I'd made a point of meeting everyone that I could who was involved in those real stories, to not take that approach on this film, initially, I guess, just because I wanted a different experience. But as we determined that the film was going to be a comedy, and in essence, a very subjective film, a sort of fever dream of Mark Whitaker's, that in point of fact, my talking to the real people was not going to help me, and it might hurt me. So it was all or nothing. I decided I don't want to talk to anyone who's been involved in this story. And the strange thing is that Whitaker has seen the film and said that it's very accurate.
Stephen called me about when he first read the script, and he said, there's a moment in this movie that is just, you know, it's one of those great moments, like for us, when you read a script, it just jumped out, and that was the moment when there's this convergence of his interior monologue and what he's actually saying, and it comes at the most kind of critical time when he's confronted by the Shepard character that Scott Bakula plays, and Brian Shepard was the guy's name, and that is, you know, it's the closest that the camera gets to me in the movie. And Stephen said that he knew that was, you know, the close-up. Any great director tells you that's the most powerful weapon you have in your arsenal, and so he reverse engineered everything from that moment when the guy finally gets caught lying. It's the closest that you actually are to him. So yeah, in terms of the biggest lie I've ever told, I'm gonna have to pass at least one of these off to Stephen.
I think the lying is really important and very necessary. It does take a lot of energy, and it's one of the ways that I stay thin. I think we would all kill each other if we weren't lying. I think if you walked around every day saying everything you absolutely thought truthfully, that eventually someone will kill you.